and welcome to Get Lean with Adeline. You have myself, Adelene Tutu, taking you through today's hybrid session. So hybrid is where I start to combine Pilates strength and a bit of cardio to finish. So in our first segment, we're going to go through the Pilates strength series, and then the second segment, we're going to be hitting it hard with some cardio. Now, all you need for today's workout is 2 dumbbells or 2 cans of food that you can find in your pantry. I'll give you some time to go ahead and grab those, or if you've got 2 water bottles lying around your house, fill them up with water and we'll use that for today's workout. Now, we'll get into our exercises. Just a brief summary of how this is going to work. You're going to do 10 reps of each of these exercises, working with a slower tempo. And if we have enough time, the second round through, you're going to speed it up a little. So, Pilates inspired strength exercises. Grabbing your 2 dumbbells. Now, I'm going to bring my feet wider than my hips. We're going to go for a squat with an overhead raise. So rather than a press, it's going to be like almost like a swing forward. But keeping the dumbbell as close to the body as possible. We're going to for an upright row into almost a snatch, okay? So coming in, we're going for our ground to overhead, keeping the dumbbells up and over the head. So we're going for 10 reps here. And 3, 4. Now let's up the intensity a little bit. And 5. For the 5 reps remaining, we're going to raise our knee as we're bringing the dumbbells together up over the head. Going for 3, 2, and 1 last one. Fantastic work. Okay, our next exercise here is going to be a lunge with the tricep extension. So I want you to keep your left foot forward, and we're going to alternate for this one, okay? So left foot forward first, we start with the left. We step back into our lunge, and then from here, you lean over the body, tricep extension. Bring it back into your lunge, then stand up tall. Lunge, tricep, lunge, up nice and tall. Let's go for 8 more like this. Down, kick back, up, and straight in. Oh, forgot my tempo there. Let's go down into our lunge. Hold it there. Kick back, back into our lunge. Then stand up nice and tall. Let's go in for another 5. All you're doing is straightening that back leg as you kick the triceps back. Drop back into your lunge and the weights fall down to the side of your legs. Your hips and your legs. Let's go for 4 more. And in and up. Last 3. Final 2. Last one here. Nice work. All right. Let's bring our knees and hands onto the mat. We're going for our next exercise here. Now this is going to be a little tricky, challenging your core and stability as you work through one side. We're going to use 1 dumbbell, so keep the dumbbell that you're not using out to the front of your mat. We're going to work with the left arm first. So from here, I'm going to push my right leg out, okay? So extending my right leg back, making sure both my hip bones are facing the mat, and I've got my tailbone tucked in. From here, I'm going to extend, bringing my elbows out to the front, to the back, elbows tucked to the side of your body, and then from here, I sweep my hands straight up to the front. So holding that leg in. Row with the raise. Bring it in. Row with the raise. Hold that right leg up. Going for 5. And 4. Last 3. And 2. Last one here. Nice work. All right, let's switch over to the other side. Left leg extends out. If this is too much, you can keep it on the toe, keep the toe tucked in and just extending that leg out for a bit more stability. Otherwise, I'd like you to hover that leg off, keeping the knee nice and high, also making sure that the tailbone is not sticking out. Keep that hip bone facing the mat. Let's go for our right side, row and up. So swinging in and up. Amazing work. Nicely done. And 4. Last 3. And 2. Last 1. Nice work. Alrighty. Our next one, you're holding on with your left hand to that dumbbell or that free weight. From here, I'm going to bring my hand up. So keeping my bicep close to my ear. All I'm going to do from here is, I'll drop my right hand to the floor, keeping my left leg raised. From here, I'm going to bring that dumbbell towards my thigh, bring it straight back up close to my ear, and I'm going to push myself away from the mat. We're going for 5 reps on this side. So hold in that position. Bring it over, back to my ear. I push my way off the mat. Nice way. Trying your best as well to use a bit of the left oblique, okay? We're leaning onto our right side. Left oblique is going to try and pull yourself up. Nice work. And one more here. Awesome work. Let's switch over to the other side. A little bit tricky, but you got this. Bring that dumbbell up close to the ear, up over the head. We drop, and then bringing that dumbbell down to the thigh, over the head, and pulling yourself back up. Let's go down for 3 more. Final 2. Last one here, a little tricky. Amazing work. All right, that's it for our first segment. Pilates strength done. After the ad break, we're gonna get straight into our cardio segment. Welcome back to Adelene with Adelene. We are going to move straight into our cardio segment of this hybrid workout. So we're going to start with a stand-in sequence. We're going for a squat into a reverse lunge. So we're going to keep it really heavy on the heart in your lungs. So I want you to breathe through the movements and try and push yourself a little bit harder past your comfort zone. For 10 reps only for each of these exercises. We've got 4 exercises to work with. Are we ready? We're going to stand with our feet wider than our hips, slightly wider than our hips. We get into one squat. We step back into a lunge. So we're counting the squats here rather than just the lunges, okay? So squat and lunge. Nice work. That's 3 and 4, 5, 6. Getting our heart rate up. Final 3 and 2. Last 1. Nice one. All right, this next one. You're going to stand at the edge of the end of the mat and you're going to walk your hands away from your feet, walking straight back into your standing position. 10 total reps, so this is going to raise your heart rate a little bit more. Now we're going to get into that inchworm. Try your best not to shift your hips side to side and then pushing straight back up. I forgot to on my timer here, so I'm just going to switch it on real quick and we'll move into our 9 remaining reps. Let's move. Walking your hands out into that straight plank. Push away from the floor into your standing position. That's 4. Going for 5. 5 more. Nice one. 4. Final 3. Last 2 here, guys. You can do it. Last 1 before we move on to the hands and knees. Nice work. All right, let's drop our hands onto the mat. We've got our knees to start on our mat. This is raising the heart rate really well. Now, with this next one, pay attention to the technique here. I'm going to lift my knees off the mat. Release my right hand. I'm going to come soft on my elbow. Release my right hand. I kick my knee through. I bring it straight back down together. Release my left hand. I kick my knee through. Bring it straight back down together. We're going for a total of 10. So out to the side. 8, 7. Keep that elbow soft. 6, 5, 4. Hip drops to the mat. 3, 2, and 1. Fantastic work. Our next one, everyone's favorite exercise, but this time we are going to be focusing more on making sure our technique stays right in our back. So don't dip the hips in your burpee. Hands drop into that plank. You bring your feet back to your hands. You set up nice and tall. Raise the hands over the head. So if you're moving a little bit faster, this is what it looks like. Please, 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 it's not a sprawl where you drop your back. Try to save your back here by keeping your hips high. Bringing feet to hands, up nice and tall. We're going for 8 more. Nice work. And 7. Last 6. And 5. 3 and 2, almost there. 1, last one before we move back into our squat with that lunge. All right, shaking it off. Let's keep the heart rate up. We're going to get into our squat and that back step into the lunge. Let's go. Down with that squat, stepping back. Counting your squats, going for 9 more. 8, 7, 6, love it. 5, and 4, and 3, final 2, last one. Nice work. All right, we are going to go into our inchworm. So walking our hands away from our feet into that lovely straight plank before pushing away from the floor to stand up nice and tall. Let's go in to our lovely little plank. Try your best not to shift your hips side to side. As you're bringing yourself up, keep the hip nice and stiff so you're not hurting the lower back. That's 2, we've got 8 more to go. That's it, breathe in through each rep. 6 to go. Love it. 5. And 4, you got this. Final 3. Open up the palms for a bit more support in the shoulders. Final 2. Lucky last one here. And we now move into our hip switches, so the sit-throughs. We're now going to drop onto our knees and our hands come directly underneath our shoulders for this one. So hold in this position. We are going to tuck our toes in. Lift the knees off the mat. Soft at the elbows. I turn, I release that hand. I kick my knee through. I bring it straight back down over to the other side. If you want, straighten that leg out and drop that hip. That's 4. 6, 4 to go. 3, 2, last one. Love it. Final one, our burpees. Step out, or you can jump out, whatever you choose. Please, 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 do not dip the hips, okay? Keep the hips nice and high. We drop the hands, straighten the legs, feet in, stand up nice and tall. That's 1. Let's go for 9 more. You can either walk out, walk in, that's 2, or jump out straight into your next rep. If you stay too long in that plank, you're actually losing a whole lot of power through your hips that you can make use of to swing your legs back in. Let's go for another 6 and 5. Last 4, 3 and 2. Last one. And oh my God. And we are done. That was it for Get Lean with Adelene for today. I hope you enjoyed that lovely combination of Pilates, strength, and cardio into one hybrid workout. Stay tuned for next week's episode. You can also follow me on Instagram, Get Lean with Adelene, for more tips and tricks on how to stay fit and healthy. Until then, you're just as strong as your last workout.